Do you know that I have over $100,000 in equity in 1 year? This was a text message that I got from a buyer about a year after we closed. This text really hit home for me because it was sort of like this full circle moment behind the why that I'm a realtor. There's simply no better feeling than helping your client purchase a property that not only serves as a great place to call home, but also serves as a great investment. Now, a new homeowner with $100,000 in equity, how did she do that? The truth is, real estate purchases are a multi-step process, so I can't go over every step she took with just one video. But what I can do is make non-homeowners more aware of an underutilized tool that she used to overcome one of the biggest obstacles prospective homeowners face today. So stay tuned and find out what that tool was.
If you wanna sell, call Terrell. Just call Terrell, yeah. If you wanna buy, he's still the guy. Yeah, he's still that guy. So if you wanna buy or sell, just call Terrell.
Before we get started, I want to be clear. I am a licensed real estate professional, not a financial advisor, not a CPA, and not an attorney. The information shared in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult with a qualified financial professional regarding your specific situation. So guys, in honor of Black History Month, today's episode of the Bold LA Realty Show was inspired by a client of mine that indeed was a Black woman. So she took steps that added $100,000 to her net worth. Yes, again, $100,000 to her net worth. Aspiring homeowners may not be aware of their ability to utilize the same tool that she did to overcome, two of the most significant barriers to home ownership that we're seeing, right? And that's the down payment and the closing costs. Did you know that home equity makes up the largest share of Black wealth? Did you know that between 2013 and 2022, more than 90% of the wealth gains for Black America came through home ownership? The net worth gap between homeowners and renters have reached historic heights. So please, please, please do not listen to the outside noise discouraging you from becoming a homeowner. The net worth differences simply do not lie, right? Hey, numbers do not lie. Take a look at this. My client's situation was no different from a lot of other everyday people. She knew she could handle a monthly mortgage payment. The question was, where would she get the money for her down payment and closing costs? Right? How'd she get it? Did she go all bro-rilla and demand that the family member give her some money, trying to go viral? Did she just drain her savings account? Telling someone to just save more money so that they can afford a house is something I would consider a little tone deaf, especially in today's climate, right? There are studies that show a large percentage of every American struggles to cover even a $1,000 emergency expense. So when people think that they have to save $20,000, even $50,000 on their savings account before they can buy a home, it can really feel overwhelming. It can just cause you to just want to throw your hands up in the air and just be like, oh, I'm never going to be able to afford a home. Like, hey, maybe I'll get a home one day. Maybe if I hit this lotto, this lotto ticket, hit me one time. Or, hey, maybe homeownership just isn't for me. It ain't never going to happen, right? So we want to avoid that type of thinking because we know you're going to hear these things. Outside are going to be saying these things. We've all heard these things before, I'm sure. So my client, though, did not make that excuse. Instead, she utilized a powerful wealth building tool. The tool was her retirement plan. And you're like, you said that was for a retirement plan? But no, hear me out. Did you know that 17% of Black homebuyers use their 401k or their pension to afford their down payment, which is higher than any other group? Of course, there's a lot of factors into the reasons behind that, but the point is, when utilized correctly, borrowing from your retirement can help you become a homeowner, which again, statistically speaking, means your net worth over time will be significantly higher higher than that of a renter. Retirement plans are one of the most powerful wealth building tools available, and too many of us underutilize it. Subconsciously, we think, oh, that's something I don't need to think about until I'm old. That's for old people. What you talking about, a retirement plan? Retirement accounts aren't normally prioritized in our younger years. And I believe that is a mistake, especially with how hard it is to become a homeowner nowadays. The majority of people in this country live paycheck to paycheck. According to a 2023 spending study, 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And what I found most interesting about this study is that even among the high earners, those who make $100,000 or more a year, about 50% of them still say that they live paycheck to paycheck. So the more people make, the more people spend. It's something most of us, myself included, are guilty of. When I was younger, I never associated a retirement plan with like home ownership. Growing up, the only thing I ever heard about a retirement account was that, hey, you have to be really old before you can take the money out. And, if you don't wait till you're old, then, you're going to get this huge penalty if you try to get some money out. If you're watching this, I want you to be aware that you can likely access capital inside your retirement before you're old and gray. And yes, you can do it penalty free. But how? I'm going to get into that. So around 94% of Americans are W-2 employees. Why do I say that? Because that means about 94% of Americans are eligible for employer-based retirement plans. So what are employer-based retirement plans? These are your 401ks if you work for a private company, 403b if you work for a school, hospital, or nonprofit, government employees, a 457b, or if you're federal, likely the TSP, right? So these retirement plans, so this is exactly what my client used for her down payment. Every aspiring homeowner receiving a W-2 should be aware of the three major advantages these employer-based plans have. Because when you're aware, you can take advantage of these benefits. And taking advantage of these benefits could be your pathway to becoming a homeowner. So major benefit number one is that these employer-based plans offer higher contribution limits. So what does that mean? That means you can contribute tens of thousands per year, which can be used to strategically reduce your taxable income, by the way. The second major advantage is that you are basically forced to become a disciplined investor. The money comes straight out of your paycheck before you see it, and the potential of penalties forces you to not dip into it unnecessarily, right? So it can sit in there and grow. And since it comes out before your paycheck, before you even see it, there is no temptation to skip a month. It literally forces consistency. And maybe the biggest benefit of all is being a consistent, disciplined investor allows you to experience compound interest. A lot of finance books use the, I almost said Epstein. Oh Lord, too much Epstein files. Einstein quote, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. A disciplined investor will eventually experience compound interest. And when they do, they will understand why it's the eighth wonder of the world, for real. So the third major advantage are the special features. So a special feature many of these plans have is that they allow you to borrow from your retirement to purchase a home, right? No, you're not going to use it to buy the whole home unless it's like, real cheap, but down payment, closing costs, stuff like that. Another slept on feature is that it allows, or some employers have, where they will match up to a percentage. So again, it's just money that can be growing even further with your employer contributing to it. So now that you know about those advantages, let's talk about some real numbers housing wise. Okay, so the median price of a single family home in SoCal is around $855,000. A first time home buyer will likely have to put down between 3 and 3.5%. So that's about $30,000 down. The median sales price on a national level is lower. It's around $446,000, meaning you need a down payment of around $15,000, about half of that. Okay, so now that we can kind of visualize those numbers, let's take a look at the median retirement savings by age group. And this will give us a bit of a snapshot of both the average American's retirement savings by age and the power of compound interest. As you can see, as time progresses, the median retirement savings tends to compound and grow more and more over time. We know that roughly 50% of Americans under 35 don't have any retirement savings at all. Don't let that be you. The median retirement savings for Americans under 35 is just over $18,000. That's a potential source of a down payment right there, right? If you actually take advantage of it. Now, let me be clear. I am not saying everyone should just rush out and drain their retirement accounts. This isn't about reckless decisions. This is about strategy, education, and intention. If you're not currently contributing to your 401k, why not start now? This video is about showing you that your 401k is more than just a retirement account that you can maybe touch when you 69, 70, however old. It's a discipline building tool. It's a habit forming tool. And over time, it can become a wealth building tool. Remember, this is about strategy. It's never about guessing. It's about knowing your plan, knowing your contribution limits, and having a purpose behind your contributions. If you are a W-2 wage earner, I sincerely urge you, find out about your 401k plan. Find out what it allows. Find out what the plan's loan limits are and the types of loans available to you, right? Is it only home? Can you get something for a general purpose? Things like that. Do some research on what assets your 401k contributions are actually going towards. Borrowing from your 401k plan means no banks, no credit checks. Our history shows us, hey, that could be a tool helpful for us, right? So, my client didn't just wake up one day and just have $100,000 in equity. She made a decision years prior, a decision to take her contributions and her retirement contributions seriously. And this decision allowed her the flexibility in the future to stop paying rent, to stop increasing someone else's net worth above her own. That equity that she now has represents a tangible change in her net worth. It's leverage, it's opportunity. It's the kind of asset that can change family trajectories. And if she can do it, why not you? Those of you that are parents, I urge you to make sure that you're educating your children about these benefits as they enter into the workforce, right? It's easier to contribute from day one, right? We're making $0 an hour, so what is it to contribute 15% of your income to your retirement? Instead of telling ourselves we'll never be able to afford a home or that our median wealth will inevitably go to zero, let's start thinking and doing things that will allow today's dream to become tomorrow's reality, just like my client did. Happy Black History Month, y'all. That's my time for today. You know the motto. If you want to sell, call Terrell. And if you want to buy, I'm still the guy. I'll catch you guys on the next one.